Hello and welcome back to another early adopter session. And today's video is going to be on my first clone. We're going to be cloning diagrams and elements. So let's get started. So one of your peers just shared an architecture model that you want to reuse because you're working on a project together. So we have a folder here just called My First Clones, and we have two packages. One is architecture building blocks, and the other is solution building blocks. What we're going to do is we're going to hit Control, Alt, and I. We're going to go out to where those models are. We want this model, this XML model that was shared with us. We're going to hit Open. I'm going to strip goods because I want to have different global unique IDs. We may be in the same project together, and I do not want them conflicting with them. I should baseline, but I'm not. Let's just hit Import. And we're done. Close. Let's look at it. All right. So it's called native, which is the XML type for import, and then the ecom building blocks. And so we're not going to change the name. We're good with this. Now we're going to clone this package right here. It's diagram right here and all of the elements. But we're going to start with cloning the package structure. So we're going to right click on this, clone structure as new, and it's going to be version 02. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go down to solution building blocks. This is blank, and this is where we're going to put this particular model. So when we open up solution building blocks, we just have the structure. We have the package structure and we have the diagram. We do not have any of these elements. We want to rename this package something unique and meaningful. Don't leave it the same name as the originating source. We're just going to call this ecom building blocks for release 2. Let's go ahead and open it. So now we have this diagram, and here's the originating diagram. They look the same. Now we want to clone the elements that we want to use. So let's just go with one, cloud data. We're going to right click on it, and you see that clone element as new version is disabled. Why is that? Let's look at the diagram version number. It is 02. Let's look at the originating source. It is at 02. That's a conflict, and it won't allow you to clone. So we're going back to our target. We're going to change the version to 03. And then what we're going to do is hit OK. And now when we right click on this, clone element as new version is enabled. Now you can select everything in this model by holding down the left mouse button, letting go, or hitting Control A, and you can clone all of these. Or if you hit the Control key and left click on the elements that you want, you can select these and clone just these elements. And let's do it this way to start. So what we're going to do is right click on any element. Now it's enabled. We're going to clone elements as new. And is it 02? We want to take the version number of the diagram at the least. And now it's cloning all of these elements. And if we minimize the originating source, you can see the elements that we selected are now, open this up, version 3. Make sure you're saving. There's an asterisk here, Control S to save. And then we don't need the originating source anymore, so we're going to close that and only have this diagram up. Here is a pro tip. If you go to Layout and you turn on filtering, and we're going to go down to version, and if you select version and then put something in to be filtered, like 0.03 or just 3, you can see that it is filtering out all the elements that are of this version. If we want to look at version 2, we go to 2. All of these elements are still version 02. And if we select one and hit Alt-G, you can see they are still in the originating source. And if we select an item that we just did and hit Alt-G, you can see that this element is in our target source. turn off filtering by hitting this control box here down, go all the way up, filtering off. And now we're back to seeing everything that's in the model that we want to work with. And as you come across requirements that bring other applications into scope, let's turn filtering back on, go to versioning, put 03 in here or just 3. It's going to filter those out with everything with 3 in it. And let's say, for example, this now becomes in scope, load balancers. You can right click on it, clone element as new version. We're going to make it 03 and hit OK. So now this element is in scope for the work that we're getting ready to do. Be sure to save your diagram and the work you've done. And most importantly, hit Control, Alt, and B to baseline this. There are no baselines. New baseline, we don't need the time, just the date. And this is going to be 0.01. This is our first baseline. Use any naming or numbering convention that you want. So now we have a baseline that we can show differences to and also restore back to if we need to because we've made a mistake or want to go back to the start. Congratulations, you just did your first clone of both package structure, diagram, and elements. So this is going to be very powerful for you when you're reusing architecture work that your modelers are doing. And just an important note is that every element has its own global unique ID. So if you go down to project, open this up, this GUID, global unique ID, is different from this GUID. Let me turn off filtering again. There we go. This is a different global unique ID from the originating source. So that's going to conclude this video. Thanks very much for watching. And until that next episode, happy modeling.